It's me again. All this week we're doing JLJ this evening, and then next week will be JLJ after dark, of course. Hi, I'm James Lott Jr., and we're heading towards my birthday. What is it? 2 weeks. I'm not even ready. I'm going out of town next weekend, not this one coming up, but the next weekend. I'm leaving Friday. I got to buy my ticket to get out of here. But I have a hotel. I'm going to an event that Saturday night. And at first I was going to just rush back Sunday, and I was like, no, James. Stay there. You got a nice room. Take all Sunday and if you want to relax or pull together or see my friends while I'm there, whatever you want to do, and leave on Monday. Take your time. There's nothing, no rush. It's a little mini vacation for my birthday week. And then literally, um, I'm thinking about doing that day a Zoom. I'm thinking maybe that for like a pre-birthday Zoom. I'm thinking. I'm gonna do it for on my birthday. I'll see. We'll call it a pre-birthday Zoom. I just thought that just now, kids. Look at that. You're gonna set up. Dude, we did it on May 3rd, and I'll be in Vegas, and I'll do it. That's all I'll do. I'll do one from there. And it's all happening. This is bad lighting, of course. It's nighttime. This is James unplugged. My hair, I let it out. I'm letting it out right now. Think about stuff. I just found out that somebody I knew died. I'm actually gonna go to his page. So if a mutual friend let me know that a friend, I guess we haven't talked in a while. I was just like, I guess we just hadn't talked in a while. And I'm gonna look to see on Facebook because he said he went to Facebook to see what was going on with him. And then let's see. Let's see something. I'm looking at something. It's like when I do live TV. I love it. And we got the note to myself. Like, oh, see, it's late night. It's nighttime. I get ideas at night all the time. So let me see this. Okay. Sorry. I'm going to. Now I go. Okay. Anyway, goes back to what I was doing. I didn't see this earlier. I'm sorry. Um, so Facebook is funny because the algorithms are so messed up now. Whatever. You don't know. You'll see pages for a long time, and I will fully admit my last couple of years have been woo all over the place, all over the place. Okay. All right. Okay. Let's see. Okay, we'll look up his name. I'm not gonna say his name because I don't know if I guess. I mean, let me see what's going on. I think he's been dead for a while. Okay, yeah, showing up, and we're friends. And I sent him a happy birthday, October 2024. But he hasn't been online. He didn't say anything. And it says April 26, 2023, lost two friends. Yeah, it says with heavy heart, there's a Chris Valente. Oh wow. It's been a few years, I can say his name. His name is Chris. And they don't say what happened. So that's fine. Um he was young. I don't even think he was 50 yet. That is just it's funny. So on April 16th, there he is alive and looking great. Then just that's it. That's crazy. It's crazy. Life is just too short. Wow. So this person, Chris, who I met him 30 years ago. 30 years ago. A part of this group of people, and I was talking to my friend Doug about this, uh, because we were reconnecting, and I haven't talked to Doug in a while, a couple of years either. So I haven't talked to him in a couple of years either. We're all good friends, and so I worked at a place called Headlines. I'll tell you a little story. It's a little late night story for you. It's called Headlines in San Francisco, and it's gone. It's not there anymore. They have several locations, and for me, when it comes to Chris, I worked at the store, the main store. They had a store in the Castro area. They had a men's women's store there, and I remember the Castro store needed. I don't know what happened, but they lost their store manager. And I had been around for so long, they sent me over there to be the assistant store manager. Now I've never said I want to be a store manager there or anything. That was never a thing for me. So I said I'll do it because they need my help, and I got to pay for it. So I got to pay and everything, and I thought I did a great job. I ran that store for a while, and then they brought in Chris, and he was a store manager, and I was assistant store manager for a while, and we worked really well together. I remember that. He was much quieter, more subdued, but there was a sense of humor in there. I remember that. Um, and but he and I got along great. We never had any issues, and we ran that store together, and it was great. And then eventually, I left, went back to the main store, and I guess I went over there to do that. But there's a whole bunch, and then as my friend was telling me about this, I was telling him, I go, wow, and I mentioned another friend of ours who passed, James, and he was like, he died, what? And I go, oh, you didn't know? So he didn't know that either. So I'm like, see, the algorithms don't say anything. And I told him, I told him what happened, and he's like, you guys were really close. I said, we were to the end. We were very close to the end. And I wanted to see him. That was the other one. I wanted to see him, and he had passed. His husband told me he had passed. I said there, but I mentioned my friend Greg, who also passed, a manager there who had. I said we have a bunch of people who they're not with us anymore. And this is what we're talking. We're all young. It's just like we all met in our 20s and 30s, like basically 30 years ago. And now not everybody made it to their 50s or 60s. They're dying out. I'm like, it's just so weird. I feel like we're so young. It's just not fair. I'm looking up somebody else really quick. I was like, I'm hoping he's still around. It's weird to find somebody that. But also, this was so funny. So this also leads to, let's see one second. So last time they were on 2023. Wait, this person's in Sacramento? Okay, I'll look them up later. But anyway, it's just I have several jobs back then. They're just all right. They're like college for me, including AfterBuzz TV. It's like we're all bonded. We all through the experience. We all bonded. But um, finding out people pass and then finding out something about their lives is really interesting. So recently, and I think I told this once before, a long time ago on one of these JLJ this evenings or JLJ after darks. I'm trying to put this together. 'Cause I'm not sure how I want to do this yet. The possibilities are endless. But your boy here, James Lott Jr., has had brushes with celebrity people who did negative things. Another person I knew in Sacramento. I'm not gonna say his name yet, not on this episode, but I find out had like some malpractice suit. There was a whole case against him, and I'm like, what? I'm like, they went on to be this big doctor. I'm like, I knew this person when they weren't a doctor and all that stuff. Um, if you've heard of Dorothea Puente, which is getting some attention now because they're doing a movie on her, I knew her. I knew who she was. I'm trying to save the story because I went through my journal because let's see, I kept journals from 2000. No, it's a lie. From 1980 to 2017. I have these journals, and I've been going through my ones, and then like when I hear about somebody, I go, let me go. And even sometimes in those journals, I'll mention a name. And I was very clear back in the day. I would always write down full names, sometimes something about them, so I could remember later. I knew because I knew for later if I decided to write a book or something. And that's when I'll look up something. I go, I wonder how so and so's doing. Oh, they're dead. And that's like, oh, they died. That's like, oh, they're in jail. Like you find out, and in some cases they've been great. I found people again. I'm like, oh my god, it's you. I reached out to somebody. I'm not gonna say their name, just gotta say them, but they have not reached back to me. So I don't know what I don't know, but again, I don't know if it's anything against me. I don't know what their Facebook's. Like, I'm barely on Facebook half the time. I don't know what their Facebook checking is like. I don't know. We're not friends. I don't know if the message goes somewhere else. I have no idea. But I found somebody. They don't remember me. It's been 30 years. So I reached out to a couple people. Most of the time I don't do that. But these two, I was like, we were really good friends, and I want to say, and then there's also folks where you're like, you can't. They're not on social media. At least not under the names you think they are. And then one where I got semi confirmation they live in the same house. I'm like, well, if I ever go to Sacramento and go to the house, see if they're there. And, I hate popping up, but it could be interesting. So it's especially at this age in your 50s, like it's a very mixed bag. Um, but I also I dated someone who later was charged with child pornography. There's that too. Um, so I've been doing research on all these different ones, and I don't know. It could be a podcast, it could be a book or several books. It could be a series. I mean, I don't know. I don't. That's the extraordinary part is that I'm not sure what it looks like yet. I usually gather information, and then the plan reveals itself. You know what I mean? Like it reveals itself. Like, okay, that's what this is. I'm just not sure what it is, and I'm kind of excited. And in a weird way, it's like at least I just lucked. I would say lucked out, but I just kind of somehow knew certain people. I think is I've been around. I was mentioning the other day about, and this is reaching back, kids. When I met Greg Louganis, the famous Olympic swimmer diver, And when he starred in the Music Circus in The Boyfriend, and I waited on him. He stayed at the hotel I used to work at. And when I met Susie Sue from Susie and the Banshees, like I was like, I do have a brush. I did have a brush with a lot of different celebrities back then. And I was not a celebrity. I was just an everyday person doing my job. That's why I said it was so important to me to interview in Vogue, because back when I was a nobody, I was a 19, 20-year-old nobody. I waited on them in Sacramento, and they were so nice to me. And so I was like, and so I felt like, and then I saw them again at the Virgin Megastore in the mid '90s. There was just the three of them, and again, they were so nice to me. So when it came to them coming to AfterBuzz TV, I said I got to have them on my show, and I was able to have a full circle moment with them. So that was wonderful. But I said, yeah, I have a story. I have a story about not a bad story, but I have this fun story about Jonathan Landis. I'm not Jonathan Landis. That's the wrong one. Um, Give me a second, kids. It is late. Oh, it is. John Landis. Okay, I'm right. Sorry, I was correct. It's late. John Landis. I'll tell you this quick little story about him. So my friend Mark and we used to go to this one Starbucks on Beverly. It's across from the Beverly. Now it's the New Beverly Cinema. But we used to go there anytime of day. Like we started knowing the people who worked there. It was a long, narrow one, and there was some tables in the back by the window that we used to always like sit in, get in, sit there. We talk about life. I was building my business. This is back like 2011 or whatever. I'm building my business. Everything was new and fresh. The weather was wonderful. I didn't have a care in the world. I was like just like trying to just whatever. And I remember it was towards nighttime, and I said, "I get another like mocha, like my thing of choice." And I ordered it, and then John Landis came in. We're like, "Oh my god, we knew who he was," and he ordered a latte. He was on the phone, talking loud on the phone. I was laughing. Well, they said mocha or something, or James or whatever. I walked up to grab it, and he put his phone out, looked at me, and he said, "This dude just took my coffee." And we stopped, and I go, "No, this is a mocha." And the guy goes, "Here's your latte." He's like, "Oh my!" He felt so embarrassed. I embarrassed the director of American Werewolf in London, Michael Jackson's Thriller. Like, I mean, he's a legendary director, and he's on the phone. He's like, "Oh my god, I got to go. I got to apologize to this guy." He seriously apologized to me, and I couldn't believe it. And he's such an East Coaster. I'm like, "Oh my god, it's so funny." I said, "Well, for all that, can I get a picture with you?" And I posted it to my social media, and it's out there. I'll post it again, where I met him, and he's pointing right at me, and we have our coffees. And I'm like, "Oh my god!" He's like, "Yeah, they're doing a retrospective of my work across the street at the Beverly." I'm like, "Of course they are," and he went over to do that. But I love that I have a bunch of those. I have a lot of those stories too. Some of the things that we're thinking about, just to give you a little something something. Um, we have uh, some new shows in development, and some that have started. We have this one show called, if you want to check it out, it's audio only, called What If No One Answered the Call? And it's a medical podcast about situations that are pretty serious, and what people do with them. And it's some great, we only have 6 episodes out right now. I'm the latest episode that came out. I have another one just in case. I haven't decided if I'm release it this week or not. But I'm just saying, you guys folks know I'm telling one of my harrowing stories. I recorded another episode telling another harrowing story. But I was reaching out to people too and stuff. Which reminds me, see, tell you ideas are on here. So I love that. I love this. I always joke. I feel like one of those people who's like, I trained at the Royal Academy of Dramatic Arts, and you're a huge star because you do SpongeBob, SquarePants. I feel like that way sometimes. Where I'm like, I'm actually a really smart person who has a lot of other interests, and outside of soap opera, which is the main soap opera and Star Wars and Wayne Coast Heart, those are things that got me really popular. My bread video, but I'm like, but I'm much more than that. I'm in Forbes magazine several times. I'm on the UCLA website for a course. I mean, like I do other stuff. Like I'm really smart. I have a doctorate. I mean, all these things, and so I get to fulfill some of these things out, on the sides. And that's what if it's a medical. I use my medical license and certifications for that one. I'm letting you guys know, I'll let you guys know on here, I'm bringing back an insurance podcast. The other day, the Independent Voices that I did for 3 years got an uptick in audio. That show did nothing in audio. It was always video. I don't know what happened because I didn't promote it. Because we don't work together anymore. I was hired by association to produce this. It did very well. It was like number one. It did just huge numbers. And so I talk to people, and it hurts. They miss me in the insurance industry, and I'm like, I can do a show about insurance, but it's gonna be different. It's not about association. It's about outside. It's about anybody could be on the show, and I have some big names in the industry that I want to talk to. I think they would be very, very interested. As I sit here and go, okay, insurance. So I got some people I want to talk to, and I might bring them on the show. So yeah, so I got a bunch of ideas. We'll see what happens, but I have some stuff that I really want to do, and I'm just I like talking about insurance. I like talking about stuff. I just contributed to the caring. It's called caringgrandparents.com. It's a whole movement and a blog and everything. My friend Neil Taft started it. And I saw they had a guest blog. I go, I like to be a guest blog. I just turned in my first guest blog post. They love it. He loves it. Neil was like, "Oh my god!" So I'm going to when it comes out, I'm sure they're gonna let me know. I'm gonna let you guys know. I'll give you links to it. As you know, I've been really doing my really I'm a grandparent, and I really am a Caribbean great grandson. Both those podcasts I'm enjoying doing. They're two different angles, and they're a lot of fun. They've been a lot of fun. I've been really enjoying them. So I'm doing that. Um, have some other ideas. I'm writing Rapid Read and a Speedster. I'm halfway done. I'm working on that. And I'm like, there's so much. I have so many ideas, and I still have to write the email. I gotta write the last floor season two, and we still have this show called The Soul Collector. I promised I'd get up there. Then I have this other idea for a couple other shows. I'm like, oh my god, I do. I have some. It's a lot because I have this. I said before. I have a Wizard of Oz adjacent story. Hmm. So, so I don't know. I got ideas, and so I'm just like, can I organize them all? There's just not enough hours in the day, you guys. I wish there was, but I am doing this full time, so I'm doing this full time, and I'm trying to like make it all work, organize it all. It's a lot of work. I love it. I'll end here. Um, hug your loved ones. Check on your friends. The algorithms are not your friends online. So if you think about if you just like, let me go on your friend list and we just look and see whoever you looked at a long time, who hasn't come across, because you may be surprised. They may not be here anymore. But if they are here, say hi to them. Say hello. Say what the fuck. Whatever. How are you? That's the lesson I'm learning. I'm starting to reach out to people I haven't talked to in a long time. I go, let me see how you're doing. Are you still around? You're around, great. That kind of thing. So talk to somebody out there. JLJ this evening's all this week. We'll see you tomorrow night.